Aha. All right, so hey YouTube, it is your old pal Renetto, and I'm back for another video blog. Well, that didn't take long. As a matter of fact, ever since I posted that video on Saturday night, that's all I've been able to think about is my next vlog. It's got to be something because, yeah, something is definitely stirring inside of me. I'm trying to think about how to talk about that without like rambling for too long. But first of all, thank you so much for all of the amazing comments on my last video and for that extremely warm welcome back. I'm not gonna lie, it feels really good. Really good. So thank you. I really, really appreciate that. All right. The first vlog was the hardest, but now it won't turn off. So this one might be a little tricky too because it could end up being quite a ramble fest, but I'm ready for it. For some reason, when I've been in vlog mode in the past, it does kind of take over you a little bit. And since I shot that video on Saturday, like, what do I want to talk about? How do I want to talk about it? I start replaying, no, I start visualizing myself creating the vlog. And then I'm like, well, what should I say? And then I hear myself talk, and it's like, no, I'm not ready to talk yet, because if I say that, it's not very interesting. And I hear the vlog in my head, and then I go, yeah, that's it, that's the one. And then I know like I'm full at that point, like I'm ready to go. It's like it wells up inside of me. So like literally like pretty much every vlog I've ever made that you know that I was excited to make was one that was it had to come out. It had to come out. I had to share it. And that happened to me a lot as a father, and I have a lot of thoughts about it. I have a lot of thoughts about putting your children on YouTube. I don't think it's a good idea to put your kids on YouTube. If your kids want to be on YouTube, like on their own channel, doing their own thing, and I started it, or I was definitely part of it, or maybe I started it, I don't know, but I put my kids on YouTube, I put my wife on YouTube, I put my brother, my sister, my dad, my mom, I put everybody in my life who would let me. Family reunions, cousins, friends, strangers, everybody I ran into. After I started being, hello there YouTube, this is Renetto, after I stopped that kind of character and started like really talking about YouTube, I instantly just, all I wanted to do was vlog. I didn't want to be a character. I was entertained by all the other crazy characters, and I liked the Renetto character as it evolved. It happened spontaneously in that first video. It wasn't wasn't a plan, but like, hello there YouTube, this is Renetto, and that the video that you had, all of that stuff, to all of my bestest friends, thank you. I mean, all of that just happened so seamlessly, like, just happened. So it was fun, and I ran with that for a minute. But I couldn't not vlog. Like, at first it was fun, and I could have fun. I could show up and have fun. But then something happened. Something happened bigger than me. And I couldn't say, hello there, YouTube. This is Renetto. I couldn't review another video. I couldn't not tell you my name was Paul Robinette. I live at 116 West Columbus Street in Canal, Winchester, Ohio. This is my wife, Andrea, and my children. I just thought something magical was happening in the world, and I wanted to be a part of it. And so, I'm sorry I did not plan this part. Anyway, so like, we just jumped in. I jumped in, and I went crazy. But I couldn't stop myself, and that was a rush. And that's really kind of like really what I wanted to talk about, and I got sidetracked on all this stuff. I have lived a life, kind of. I'm really trying to pull it together. I'm so sorry. I've lived a life, where I've been artistic or musical or creative or whatever, and so those are things that people value. Like if you're not passionate about it, don't do it. So when you're a musician, which is kind of where I got my start in entertaining or performing or interpreting things, and people were like, oh, that's cool. I like the way you sing. I like the way you sung that song. I like the way you played that song. I like the song that you wrote, like that kind of stuff. And I'm like 12, 13, 14, 15 years old. And I'm like, okay, well, this is some kind of magical gift. Wow, not everybody can do this. Like, I'm going to keep doing this. That must be my purpose. And I couldn't stop myself. You can't just keep doing other things when you can do something so special to people. Sing, write, perform, and lead, inspire. When you can do these things and they come very naturally, it's hard to do anything else. So then I was able to indulge, essentially what I'm trying to say is in my passion for music and writing, and I formed a band, and we went on to have some success in the gospel music genre at the time. I was able to live a completely passionate life because I was so all in on Christianity. And in my particular case, in this, which I realize now is kind of a strange, kind of cult-ish, not in the worst possible way, okay? I don't mean it in the worst possible way, just in a very close-knit type of religion in the United Pentecostal Church. And so there's tongue talking, holy rolling. You're different than everybody else, but it's kind of exciting and it's kind of fun. And you're like, hey, we're actually just having more fun than anybody else in Christianity. I mean, this is, pardon my French, but it was a fucking blast. And you're like singing and people are screaming and shouting, and it's a concert with love and craziness, all for this single purpose of being closer to God. And at the time it all felt like purpose. And so I had this extremely purpose-focused life, in my worldview with my religion. I have an extremely purpose-focused, inspired life for, as a musician, singer, songwriter, music artist, whatever. And then, in my 20s, when I lost my religion and got out of gospel music and got married and got kids, I stumbled, literally wandering in the desert of totally lost, completely, my whole worldviews have changed. All my friends think I'm going to hell. Maybe I am, I don't know, but I can't do that anymore because it doesn't make sense, but I don't even know exactly why. And if you're going to be true to yourself, you're just going to be in turmoil when you're not feeling what you're supposed to be thinking and doing. And so, but then a miracle came, and I'm working at a temporary job, and I end up having this idea to create a product, and one thing leads to another, and I'm living on royalties from a patent from an invention at 26, 27 years old. So I don't need to go back to music. I don't need that passion. I can just be an inventor. That's my new passion. I'm going to invent things. I'm going to make things. I'm not. I mean, I literally had spent 15 years, relationships, albums, touring. Like my brother is a minister. I'm playing piano in his church. Like, he still is a minister today. He's one of the most amazing humans in the whole world. But our worldviews and our ideas, they diverged from each other, but our love didn't change, but it got more complicated. Complicated. I never used the word right. I think I did that time. I think I used it right. It got more complicated. And so there was this lost phase and then this invention phase. Like, who says they're going to be an inventor? I mean, I don't know. So then I'm an inventor, and I'm like, well, I'm going to keep doing this, and I did. And I was super passionate about product. What's the next product? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? And then I had this candle shop, and then I started painting, and then it's like, oh my God, I'm painting all these paintings, which you see pieces of that part of my life sitting around the house. I have like an attic full of things, and so here now I have this whole new world, and I've got this candle shop, and I've got this amazing retail experience that I've created, and then and then I come up with this idea and develop it with a couple partners, the canopy chair and things, and the hammock, and I keep inventing, and it's just like I'm living literally like every day that I wake up. I cannot wait to try to get something done that is welling up inside of me. And then YouTube happens. I don't even know now. I'm 55, and it's been at 2006. It's been a long time, because 16 years or something. Like, it's been a while. And but YouTube, and even the Renetto character was just me getting on there trying to take this short film and get some people to see it, and I vlogged, and I found YouTube by accident, blah 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 blah, and I post it, and so I post this video response, and I'm like, what? And I get all these views, and hello there YouTube. I'm like, I got to keep doing that. This is like another invention. Like, well, I'm good at products. I'm good at marketing and building and creating things. Well, I see an opportunity to create this little character and keep making more of those videos. Hello, the next video that you have just, and I'd wear the same shirt, and I'd put the earbuds in, and I'd have the toothpick in my mouth, and I was having a blast, and I was like, well, this is fun. But when I came out of that YouTube character, the Renetto character, and that's where the love affair started. That's where I can't not do this, no matter what the cost, no matter if the character if I should have stayed in character and made a bunch of money or something. I couldn't. I couldn't. So then I start vlogging. Well, I know I started with the whole kid thing, and I've rambled forever. Then I share everything in my life. That's all I want to do, is share everything. I feel it's important. I feel like it's part of like the world changing. I feel like it really is. Like I've said this many times before, one of my personal favorite videos, and I'll get emotional if I'm not careful, is one world, one tube, one day. I'm so fucking stupid. So I just really wanted to contribute to vlogging and just sharing. So I start pointing the camera at everybody, and all right, I'm going to try to move past that, because I want to talk about inspiration, and I want to talk on this kid thing, and I want to give you an update on the family, and this is a ramble vlog, so it's okay. So a couple themes of this vlog are living a passionate life, which is going to get to what do you do when there is no passion, which is where I've been. It's going to get to when you have a passion, should you let it take over everybody and everything around you? How do you keep it from doing that? It's almost impossible. And something very specific to YouTube and just in general, the effect of pointing my camera at my children and even asking them and them saying that are yes, well, kids will say just about yes to anything. That's how children get abused. They very often aren't reluctant. They're like, oh, well, okay, maybe this is what people are supposed to do, or I don't know, this is weird, but it's someone I trust, so maybe this isn't so bad. And then later they're like, that was like the worst thing that ever happened in my whole life. No matter how I acted at the time, the crime is taking away their sense of self. Child is very vulnerable, and their sense of self can be taken very easily. So, because it's not developed yet. Well, when you take someone's sense of self very young, it does affect how they interact with the world, later in life. And so, I'm not calling it abuse. I don't know what it is, but I don't know how you can ask a child, and I don't know what that age is. I don't know. I even when I say a child, I'm talking like 12, 13, 14-year-olds, because they're in such especially girls are in such that's what all the data is showing, how terrible social media can be for this particular age group of these teenage girls, these young, like just coming into 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old, that look, their identities like getting formed, and they're trying to figure out who they want to be and how to deal with all these new feelings and emotions they're having. And then somebody just comes along and hey, you want to share that on YouTube? Well, yeah, I guess. Hey, you want to tell everybody everything about? I guess. Well, hey, this is a new. Other people are sharing and they're not sharing, and then we don't know what to do. So everybody just they go crazy. We all went crazy. We went crazy. I went crazy. One world, one day is what's in my head. But what's really happening is you're pointing the camera at children, and there's no way they can consent. That is what I'm trying to say. Children cannot consent to be on video and to be put in a public space. I don't mean, in maybe Facebook or private videos, or not being filmed, but sharing it and being intimate with an audience and putting themselves out there when there's no way they can consent to it. They just can't. Now, they can't consent to, I'm really into gaming. Oh, I think I want to be the president of the United States. I want to start talking about politics. I'm going to start a little news channel. Well, just, you know what I mean? But you can't be pointing the camera at them, telling them to start a news channel. You cannot be like guiding, grooming your kids to be a YouTube star because you want to be one, or because you think they're interesting and it'd be good for everybody. You can't do that. I see YouTubers that used to be like all about their skits and whatever, and their antics, and now they're having these little kids just like puppies. They got a little puppy over here and a little kid over here. The kids and the puppies are playing, and the parents are sitting back. Kids are entertaining. Everything a kid does, everything a puppy does, and everything a kitten does is anything that's a baby. When they do it, it's adorable, period. So they put all their the next generation of interesting content, which is just little babies. Put it out there. Follow my family. I did the same shit, okay? I'm just saying, I'm looking back on it, I'm thinking about it. I don't know about it. I don't know how to do that. Maybe occasionally, maybe, but not like right there, like, hey, every day, all day, watch my kid crawl on the floor. I don't know. I think it takes something away from the kids. Like, I don't mean like, hey, I want a family reunion. I'm talking about a channel about your kids, like I did. Like, everybody's doing shit together. Everybody's like, I'd say, okay, we're going to go out shopping for a Christmas tree. I'm going to take the camera. Everybody's playing up to the camera. But honestly, like, they just wanted to be kids. They just wanted to, like, their dad to look at them and talk to them. And I think it was confusing for my children. It was confusing. It wasn't confusing for me at the time. Looking back on it, I'm confused of why it wasn't more obvious. All right. So let me do a quick check-in on the family. And then I want to talk about this passion thing and me coming back on YouTube, how I'm feeling, where does inspiration come from, how did all these things that welled up inside of me that I couldn't stop doing, why haven't I had that in a while. Why do I think maybe it's coming back? Okay. Update on the fam. Let me start at the bottom. Noah is about 23 years old. He is a big. I'm going to have him on the channel. Obviously, these are like vlogs I want to make, because I want to bring the kids on maybe one at a time, or any of them that want to, and kind of reflect about, maybe the YouTube aspect of. I always tell my kids, I said, you guys realize, and please, I'm not saying this in an ego way, I'm not trying to build a brand, but I do kind of feel like this in my heart. And so I tell my kids, I was like, do you guys realize we are the first family of YouTube? I have been affectionately referred to as the king of YouTube, and then geriatric, if anyone even knows who he is, I can't even remember his it was his date, his geriatric 1924 or something. It was something, but I mean, I know his face, I know his heart, I know him, but sorry, it's the username's not coming to me quickly enough. But he was like, oh, he's the grandfather of YouTube, and Renetto is the father of YouTube, and these younger kids were watching me, and I wasn't the most popular, but I was very engaged in the community, and was part of all the first YouTube, many of the first YouTube gatherings and events and things, and just I was all about the community, and so I was very visible, and so I do kind of feel like some kind of, maybe not king or the first king, but I do feel like some kind of a fatherly, like, because of my age, with how much most people on YouTube were younger, but yet still how much visibility I had. I definitely kind of get that. Like, I don't mind that, like and then the king of YouTube, father of YouTube, but all that stuff. But I was like, so that means that my kids are the first family of YouTube, because really it wasn't. It was a vlog. It was a family vlog. It's our real names. It's our address. It's like, it was just the way I did that was somewhat unique at the time, I think. And so it might be part of, we might have the longest running family vlog series, in the world, because YouTube didn't exist and people didn't do this. So I don't know. And it's still going on. Anyway, Noah has grown up. He's big and he's thick, and he is a little socially awkward. He knows that. He feels it. We talk about it. He's the sweetest human ever, probably because he feels socially awkward. It makes him treat others with such kindness. Like, he's such a cool kid. Super proud of Noah. He has taken he's taking his time, kind of getting out of the nest and being independent. Okay. He's hung around with me or Andrea. He hasn't dated much. He hasn't had like steady jobs. He doesn't have like a really clear career path. He's still figuring that out, like maybe a little bit of a late bloomer. But he's very determined, and he has big plans for himself, and he's working, probably right now. He stays busy. He's been in Columbus, Ohio, which is where his sister Daisy lives, and so he gets to be close with her, close with his mom, and his family and grandparents and stuff. And I think he's in a much healthier environment to thrive. Down here with me, kind of isolated. I'm doing my thing, he's doing his thing, but he's not really thriving. Nobody's really calling him on it. I'm kind of trying to let him, but in Columbus he gets no slack. Everybody in Columbus has their shit together. This is a good report, by the way. So they're doing a much better job of probably helping Noah, grow up a little bit. Great kid, great relationship. Him being here, as a matter of fact, him being here with me for the last few years after our divorce and everything meant that he is the child that I have the closest friendship with. Like, me and Noah lived together, fought together. Literally, like, Noah kind of almost choked me out one time, and Noah, and then Chase and Noah started, like, I stayed in California. I'm going to get to that with them for a couple of months, just last winter. I think it was around Thanksgiving. I went to Northern California and I stayed with Chase for about 3 months. I got stuck up there. It was one of the worst experience. I got to do a whole vlog about that experience and maybe even have Noah or Chase on here, because we're over it, we're past it, and there are going to be things like experiences I'm just going to have to go back and talk about. Okay, but anyway, Daisy. So Noah's doing great. Daisy is doing great. Daisy is at Ohio State University getting her teaching degree, and she is still working with special needs children or special needs educational curriculum, whatever. She has a heart for it. She is living her best, most passionate life. She is such an amazing... My daughters are so powerful, so strong, they're such bosses. My daughters are bosses. They have their shit together, and I'm really, 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 really proud of them. Daisy, yeah, so she works all kinds of jobs. She has her own apartment. I mean, she's absolutely gorgeous. I do have an attractive family. My daughters are especially beautiful. I don't know. I mean, she's the sweetest, kindest, most sensitive soul. She's the Hornet Queen. For any of you who remember, just if you know, you know, the Queen of the the Queen of the Hornets. Yeah. And then there's Gracie. Gracie is living in Houston, Texas. She's also teaching, and I'm so proud of my daughters. So strong. You guys should be proud of them too. They're living a life of service is what they're doing. They're working really hard and they're working to serve the neediest. So Daisy is in special education and Gracie's in the inner cities. I can't. I'm so proud. Can I just be proud for a second? Whew. Yeah, Gracie is doing the Lord's work like Daisy is in the inner cities with the most challenging students in the most challenging parts of the most challenging cities. That's where she wants to go to, like, put me in the middle of it. And she's loving these little kids. I'm trying to have a positive impact on their life. So, yeah. And she's a boss. She's killing it. But she's amazing. I could just talk about Gracie. And then there's Chase. Chase is my wild man. He is my wild man. He's me. He's Andrea. He's the best and the worst, all the same. He is a wild man. But I'll tell you what, my boy, if you guys saw Chase, his hair, I'm not exaggerating, it's like down to here. He's in the cannabis business. He's been independent since he grabbed his backpack and headed off to Europe, you know, right after graduation practically. And he's really never been back. He came back and then he went to California and he's never been back. And he's bounced around California, but he's been up in like the Humboldt, Murder Mountain area for years and years and years. And that's where I stayed with him. And I'm just telling you guys right now, I've been in the heart of it and in the thick of it. It's a whole nother, I should have been vlogging it all. I should have captured it all. It's I've seen some things. I've been some places, and it is like another country up there. It's a whole nother world. It's very wild. It is very wild, wild west. I will tell you that for sure. Not playing around. Okay, so then, but he is in Santa Cruz as of just like a few weeks ago. I mean, I don't know if this video will age well, but he's living a life. Chase has been chasing his most passionate self, like his father, from forever. That boy is unstoppable. He's kind of batshit crazy. We fight like cats and dogs. There's still videos on YouTube of us fighting and trying to build his van together. That our chemistry is exactly the same. When I stayed out there, I mean, we literally, if I would have recorded any of it, you would be like, they're all crazy. This is something terrible wrong here. Nobody could love each other to talk to each other like this. I say things to him, he say things. And then we're hugging and we're loving each other, and he's sending me a video. He literally sent me a comment. Chase watched my latest YouTube video. I didn't send him a link or anything. I don't know how. He probably saw it through social. He watched it and he was like, hey, Dad, I'm where you are right now. And like, Chase is watching my videos. Noah sent me a picture of him watching my video, and I'm like, this is awesome. So, okay. Chase blows glass, sells all this beautiful glass work that he makes. He obviously sells cannabis. He grows cannabis. He, shit. You guys are making me want to light a bowl up. Hold on. I smoked a lot of weed when I was in California. Yep, that just happened. That's to you, Chase. So anyway, we went out there and we made bubble hash. We had like 100 pounds of frozen weed in these freezers. Me and Noah and Chase are making bubble hash all night long, freezing to death with ice hash. Sorry about that. Anyway, there was a bear running outside our house at night. I mean, we were burning everything in sight to stay warm. Living like in a true ghetto crack house kind of. It was amazing. I lived out of the van. Oh my God. But you know what? Those intense and crazy stories, they're my favorite memories. You hate making a memory that painful. But holy shit, is it fun looking back at it. Okay. Chase is super talented, super driven. He's been isolated on a mountain. And this is what he tells me. Let's give him some grace because these things can change and it's new. But he met someone literally like at a festival on like a first, just like magical mystery. Maybe they're all on LSD. I don't know. Maybe they're all high. It doesn't matter. They had this connection, like this once in a lifetime, no one's ever had a kind of, and they had this connection with each other. And literally a couple days later, they're living together. So Chase moved in with her, and like, and I don't want to get into all their details. I'm just saying, like, maybe it's sometimes these things have, when the fire lights that hot and that fast, sometimes it burns everything up quickly. Sometimes it's the beginning. All I know is I told him, I said, Chase, here's all I can tell you. He's like, Dad, I would marry her tomorrow. Like tomorrow. I never felt this way. Like, it's like, first of all, everybody dreams of feeling what you're feeling right now, at least once in their life. So it doesn't really matter what happens after this, that you're feeling this so deeply. Just like I said, just hold that feeling. Don't try to overthink it. If you guys really have this, and this is special, and you've never felt this, and she's never felt this, and nobody's ever felt this, and like this is your truth, respect the shit out of that. Respect it. Hold it close. Because it's temporal. This stuff can just go. Hold it close. Chase is doing great. Andrea, my ex-wife, is, and I don't want to jinx anything, but she is living her absolute best life. She's so much better, so much happier, so much healthier. We can actually love each other in a completely different way because she's just doing so great. She just graduated from nursing school with her LPN. I think she's going to go back and get her RN in the fall. She's working. She has several years of sobriety. She has she's real plugged in and just healthy and happy. She looks great. She feels great. She's super busy. She has lots of purpose. She has lots of structure. She's really involved in our children's lives, and she is amazing. But the struggle between my bringing it back to YouTube and passion and trying to weave all this together and find a way to end this vlog before it goes forever. While all the height of my YouTube popularity and passion, you know, and this is like 2006, 7, 8, by 9, by 10, I'm wondering what is my place on this platform. I had peaked early, and now it is becoming very, you know, monetizable. Now we're trying to figure out what are the rules. Now it's like, oh, like, subscribe, comment. The Patreon didn't exist. It was shameful to ask for people to support your content. There were all kinds of weird rules about it. YouTube didn't know how to, like, well, you can't have a sponsor without talking to us. Well, but we don't have a mechanism. Like, it was all, you know, I was right there. You know, literally everybody watching this video within the first 48 hours that I post it have obviously followed me for all these years, and there's no point, you know, in making the case. But you know what I'm talking about. But that's when I started to not know what was going on YouTube, and in a way I lost my love for it. I would like to have found some way to stay relevant and be, you know, a famous rich YouTuber, and like, I'm always Renetto, and we have these big, you know, yearly YouTube things, and we all sing Tube It together. You know, we're all bestest friends, and we have anniversaries and merch, and I could have, you know, I could be interviewing people. I mean, there's like a 20-year anniversary of YouTube coming up in just a few years, like 2 or 3 years, right? 3 years maybe. So I'm like, okay, I have not seen a YouTube documentary that captured the spirit of what I felt in 2006. I know YouTube officially launched in 2005, but hell, I'd like to talk to Chad and Steve, and they made us all believe. There are so many faces that I think of. Bohem is one. I swear, I think he invented the whole jump cut thing, and like, you know, I happen to know a guy personally that invented the hashtag on Twitter, meaning invented it, meaning he's the first person that put a hashtag in front of a word and then told all of his friends, hey, here's a hack so that we can thread our conversations. And so, you know, he's just a regular guy. I mean, he does cool things, but like, you know, when you meet him, he'll be like, hey, I'm the guy that invented the hashtag, you know, like whatever. So it's like, it's part of like his little claim to fame. He hasn't made a career out of it, but the point is Bohem probably doesn't need to make a career out of it. But like, there's just little things like, you know, if you're studying film or something, you got to watch these guys' videos and know he just did it first. So I'm just trying to say there's things like that just somebody has to say. And anyway, so I could just get lost in all that for a second, but let me pull back. I fell in love with that part of YouTube as it was becoming a platform, and people like Philip DeFranco, who was obviously here from the beginning and was really, like, he was right on, you know, he actually wasn't all connected and popular quite yet, and then like soon as YouTube like flipped that monetization switch and he really dialed in that show of his, And then, and like, he really showed us all what could happen. Like, he was the first. Charles Trippy, you know, there's these people, but then there's way more. There's way further down. There's all the way to the Little Locas and the Filthy Whore, even though saying her name seems a little foul, but, you know, having that interview with her, which is still up on my YouTube channel. Speaking of my YouTube channel, I know I'm rambling, but I'm not going to lose my train of thought, and I promise I won't keep you too much longer. There is a guy named Shane who has been the keeper of the flame of maybe others, but for sure of the Renetto channel and content about everything that was happening on YouTube, all my videos, to the cameras and the chat and the everything that's been taken down. And I don't even know where they are. This guy has everything. He's copied. He has servers backed up on servers. And he's tried to give me all the files and tell me that he won't keep them anymore because they're, you know, but then like a few years later, he'll say, I still have them all. There is someone out there who has like literally almost every video I've ever made backed up somewhere that I don't even know where they are. I can't believe that. Makes me feel like I'm part of something bigger than myself. And so like there's a responsibility that you have to that. Why would I take those damn videos down? Why would I make it about me and take them down when it was about the community and about YouTube and the history of YouTube and the beginnings of YouTube? And I took them down because I didn't want to see them up there anymore. I didn't like them. I didn't even want to be a part of YouTube at points. I was so mad. I didn't know how to connect with you. It's like a lover that I lost. I didn't know how to love her anymore. I didn't know she loved me anymore. And I was so fucking in love. Passion. That's where we're going next. I lost it. When I lost my passion for YouTube, it just so happened I was also losing my family. The last years that I vlogged, there was a lot of crazy shit happening in the background, a lot of painful stuff. There were times where I wanted to use my camera and the vlog to almost shame people into better behavior. That was not right. That probably created distance instead of closeness or positive change. Until I had to just put the camera down because it was too fucking sad to watch. So here we are, all thriving, all loving each other. I'm just telling you, this shit was hard. And I did not know what else to do on YouTube. Matter of fact, I didn't know what else to do anywhere. What do you do after YouTube? Like, what do you do after you're the Renetto on YouTube? I'm just being honest. If you're me, if you're just a regular guy and then this happens to you and you accidentally, and then you're here and then you're part of like this worldwide phenomenon and you loved it with all of your fucking heart, how can you not? How can that not be almost as traumatic as losing my family? Like everything, I lost everything that I loved. And YouTube is still great, my family's still great, but at the time I was lost. And I've been lost ever since. The only lifeline I've had is my friend Esther. We did work together on the Squad app, the Glimpse app that I built, and then then we worked together on the Squad app that she built. And so I did get to be it wasn't something I was building, it wasn't a new thing, it wasn't something I was it was like, she's like, do you want to, I'd really like for you to be a part of this. And so I got to be, and then that ended up being almost like a YouTube thing. Like, no, wait a minute. how in the world did I get to be a part of something that had such an incredible, that we succeeded and wildly, and how in the world did I get to do that while I feel totally useless, totally passionless, totally lost, completely alone, dating, but but alone because I don't even know who am I pitching to this person. Then oh, you are on YouTube. Oh, you have these inventions. Oh, are you on YouTube now? No. Are you working on a product now? No. Well, are you going to start your candle store up again? No. What are you doing next? I don't know. You want to go on another date? Yeah, I guess. But my friend Esther, she's heads down making shit happen, and she calls me up and I just get to be a part of it. And so I was like, oh my God, just like YouTube, like this accidental thing happened. Like, I know it's on an accident that we're friends, and I know I'm talented and she's talented. Like, I'm not saying that we didn't like show up for the opportunity, but the opportunity wasn't planned. That's what I'm trying to say. Here it is. Like, you want it? Well, yeah, I guess I got nothing else going on. And so then I got to fall in love with something vicariously. Like, it was like, okay, if I don't have anything I'm in love with, if I'm lost, I love my friend. And that's it. I'm all in. 24/7, 365, driving her crazy. And then, we were successful. Hello. But then when that was over, boom, I'm dead again. Because it wasn't me, It was like I got to be a part of something, but that something left. It's over. YouTube's over. My family's over. Nobody, YouTube doesn't need an evangelist anymore like Renetto. Like, now we just need great produced content. We're going to teach everybody how to make content. We're going to teach everybody about the algorithms. We're going to teach everybody how to label and tag and teach everybody how to up their production. We're going to give people budgets. And I was just like, oh God, I wish I could be passionate about that. I want to be passionate about that. Just like right now, I want to be passionate about an invention. My buddy Dave, that I have all these inventions and patents with, and Steve, as far as that goes, there's still a canopychair.com. There's a canopy chair company. People order chairs every day. I'm not really involved in really any of it, but it's there. Like, I have these buddies, like, if I had an idea, I'm sure we could all work on things, or if they had an idea, or I'm just saying, do you know what I mean? Like, all of it's still right there. My buddy Rick, that I made music with for years, he's sitting over there in his house. Probably if I called him up and said, Rick, help me make a song, he'd probably say, let's go, man. Like, it's not like I don't know what I want. I have no passion for anything. Except kind of dating and having, wild and crazy experiences. Like, really wild and crazy. Checking off shit on my bucket list. Just check. Yep. I'm gonna do that. Did it. Whoa, that was that was more fun than I thought it was gonna be. I don't know if I need to do it again, but damn, that was nice. That's what I've been passionate about. Wild, crazy experiences. And I've had a bunch. Stories. I got stories. But I don't feel productive. I don't feel like me. And I've been on these, like, 2 sabbaticals in the last couple of years. I've literally stopped everything, told all my friends I'm losing my mind. I'm going crazy. I can't just twiddle my thumbs sitting around, but I can't make myself do anything because my whole life has been a life where passion has been my energy. Not like there's a self-help you can read and create passion or inspiration. You actually can't. If you could, believe me, I would. I know what it smells like. I know what it tastes like. If I could cook it up again for myself, I'd just wake up every morning and have a breakfast of passion and inspiration with a slice of inspiration, a dash of hope, a sprinkle of optimism. I'd make it every morning if I could. if the morning manifest really work, I can and I will, well, then I just say it every day and everything would be great. But there's some other factor. When you have it, you can't do anything other. And when you don't, you can't manufacture it, you can't create it, and you don't even know where to look. So, you wait. And what do you do while you wait? You do read a self-help book. What do you do while you wait? You pray. What do you do while you wait? You second guess everything you've ever done, everything you've ever been, everything you've ever hoped for. You wait. You drink, you drug, you fuck, you seek out pleasure, to replace purpose. That's what I've done. Maybe I should have fasted all the way through it. I don't know. All I'm telling you is, just like you can't create it, you can't shake it when you have it. And something is stirring inside of me, and I might know why, and I haven't shared that quite yet, because that's more about today and the future, and I really wanted to catch up a little. But I will. I'm already getting into the next vlog, so how about this? So I am feeling just even the spark of that feeling again in my life of like, I gotta make a video. And I mean, it could have been I gotta build something or make something, but instead it's I gotta vlog again. And then you guys all show up, you know, and kind of like all give me a hug and welcome me in the door and tell me you miss me, and it feels like love. It feels like love, feels like passion, feels like purpose, feels good. So what do you do when you get that little spark and you haven't felt it? I'm literally, my hands are sweating. What do you do when you've been craving it and you haven't had it and you couldn't find it and you didn't even know where to look, and then you feel it? You fan those flames. You just go and you fan those flames. And so this video is me just fanning the flames.